Dude, I don't know if you can hear that, but the winds are crazy outside. And it's cold. Um, I'm so excited. So, I'm gonna be getting ready for the day. I wanted to discuss today, and also, I apologize for all the shit in the background. My room was clean, and then I started getting crafty in it, so you know how that goes. Um, Today I wanted to talk about 3 years of me being a witch and where I'm at now compared to where I was when I first started. Funnily enough, I do have some of my old beliefs down from when I first started, and so I want to talk about how things differ, how things are the same. Just kind of go through that while I put on my makeup and get ready for the day. Alrighty, so 3 years of a witch. Let's talk about that. Um, it feels kind of crazy, to be honest, that I am this far into being a witch. Whenever I first started, I felt like I might stay with it for a long time. I felt like it was something I was connected to, but I really wasn't sure that it was going to be something that was for me, because all other, I guess, religions or paths that I had walked before never really worked out. So I can say I was fairly optimistic about it, but I was worried that maybe I was encountering evil things, especially at first. Coming out of Christianity stuff really does a number on you with some of that. I can't help but feel like I've grown so much in so many ways, you know? And honestly, I'm proud of myself for getting this far with my path because, obviously 3 years ago, I didn't know that this was gonna happen, that my life would turn out the way it has. I didn't even know that I would have a YouTube channel with this many people. Like, at that point, I wasn't even thinking about, I was thinking about doing YouTube, but not pagan specific, I guess. Also, gonna be real with myself for a sec. I really need a sponge because these are not working out well. I don't know. I just kind of feel like I've never really connected to something like this in my life before, and I've never had so many answers yet, so many questions at the same time. Beforehand, it was just having questions and no answers, and now I do have answers, but on top of that, increased questions. It's really quite amazing. I've discovered so much confidence for myself, which would not have happened if I had stayed in Christianity or even not even looked into it. I feel like I really faced my fears in going into researching about paganism and witchcraft. I guess we should get into some of these old beliefs that I had. So I believe I found some of these questions from Kara or CuteWitch772. I'll have to relook for the video and see if I can find it. But it basically kind of helps you see where you're at when you're first beginning, or you could even assess it like I'm doing now. But I wrote down all these questions, or I typed them out, as you can see, and I answered them. So I'm going to go through them again and see how my original answers differ or are the same. So the first one is, do I believe in a higher power? I answered back then, yes, I do. And for me today, that's still the same answer. Yeah, I do. But I feel like the higher power is also connected to us. And maybe I can go a little bit more into that subject in a different video. But that's way too long to talk about God and higher power and stuff like that. What is this power called? Well, I guess we are going into it. So then I put either God or goddess, Mother Earth, divine. And I put in quotations, I'm really liking the goddess thing, because back then I just started working with goddess. I guess we are getting into what the higher power is. For me, this power can be called divine. It could be called the universe. it could be called many things. Creator. I think there are many names for the same things, I guess, and I feel very fluid about what I call it. But if I was specifically thinking about it, I would probably say universe or divine, one of the two. What does this mean to me? At the time I put protector and creator. Now I think more, I don't think protector is actually right of a word for it. I mean, I guess that could be one still, but it doesn't vibe as much with me anymore. I think that now that it means to me, like the words I think of are energy and connection, creator and destroyer. Those are the things I kind of think of. What does it do? So back then I put that the higher power watches, it teaches, it protects, it creates, gives advice, and guides. I still think all of these are true, but my understanding of how divine works has definitely changed. The best thing I can think of now is that it allows, it is. I don't think it very much, like obviously I think help can be there, but I think more or less like things just are. And we do have certain choices along the way that we can make, but also I think there are certain things that are already set in place or that are destined or will likely happen. So what does it do? It allows us to live our human experience. It allows us to find connection, to live in this beautiful world. It allows. The next one is, does this force already know my actions like fate? Or like fate? Here I put, I think so. This force, does it already know? I think deep down, it always knows. The answers are there. So yeah, I think I'm going to say the same thing. I would like to think so. Next question is, do I have free will? I put yes, and I'm going to say yes as well for this. But also, like I was saying, I do think there are certain things that are destined to happen along the way. How can I connect with higher power? Back then I put learning about it, meditation, prayer, spells. Ugh, why did I say that so country? Spells? Spells. I'm gonna go ahead and do a spell now, okay? Okay. Spells. Divination and nature. I still agree with all of these. But connecting with the energy, I think we are already all tapped into it in a way. Some ways we just don't realize we're connected. So I will still agree with all of those, but I would also say like we already are connecting with it. Then next question is, do I believe in the use of magic? The answer was yes and is still yes. What do I think of it? So at the time I put, I think magic is intriguing, comforting, fun, and freeing. Yeah, I also think that magic can be life-changing. Once you start to understand a little bit more about law of attraction, I think, I don't know, it just makes life so much more thrilling. And it makes you feel a little bit more in control, I would like to say. Or sometimes out of control, and then realizing that that's okay too. What can I do with magic? So my previous answer was use it for positivity. And I still agree with that in some ways. My answer now, what can I do with magic? I think my best answer now would be I can use it to improve not only my life, but those around me. And I can create my dreams or my goals. I can create those things around me if I put my mind to it, I guess. I can create or I can destroy. I can be either. There's so many things that you can do with magic. Next question, when can I use magic? And I put whenever needed. When can I use magic? I agree with that one. Whenever I feel I need it. How can I use magic? In the past, I put positive affirmation, other spells once I learned more. How can I use magic? I mean, I can use magic through my head, through music, through sound, song. I can use magic through taste, through touch, through whatever. There are infinite ways to use magic, I feel like. Next question is, do I work alone or in a group? I am solitary in the past, and I still am in a sense, but today I think I'm starting to meet more people that I feel could be a part of my quote-unquote tribe, I guess. I'm starting to create the energy around me where there are very loving people in my life, and I would not trade them for the world. I would like to say I'm connected. I'm never alone, and that doesn't necessarily mean I have to be in a group. What determines this? Preference, necessity? So at the time, and this is going back to the solitary or the alone or in a group. So what determines whether you're alone in a group? Preference, necessity. I put probably preference for being solitary. What determines me being connected with the people? Is it a preference? No. I don't know about preference. It's just that I think I've met people that understand me as a person, and I really appreciate that. What am I interested in? So at the time I put crystals, cards, astrology, healing, divination, tea leaves, and plants. What am I interested in now? Some of those things are still prevalent in my path, but I've come more closely to realize that a lot of my magic stems from the fairy faith or tradition. It's very similar to it, although I can't say it's like 100% that. I'm starting to understand my craft and the way it will best work for me. So a lot of that includes fairy magic. Next question, is nature important to me and my path? I put yes, and I still feel the same way. Nature is always important in my path. How important is it to you? I put very, and I still agree. Nature is very, very important. I really like to collect things for my altar, so like leaves outside, flower petals, rocks, just random stuff I find, because you never know what you're gonna find. And not only that, the spirits around in nature are very playful at times and a lot of fun. What role does nature play? I put huge, gives us food, water, shelter, life, everything. And I agree with that. It does give us a lot. And not only that, it can like create things like that for you, or it can also destroy things in your life and make you start over. And it's really crazy how that pattern in nature also follows us through to our daily life. Next question is, do I believe in reincarnation? The answer is yes, and was yes. Sorry, I flipped that around. I put yes, and I still believe in reincarnation, so yes. Do you believe in karma? I put yes, and I still believe in karma, so yes. Do you believe in the law of three? At the time I put I think so. I like the idea of it. Now speaking, I don't really think I believe in the law of three anymore. Now that I've researched it more, I believe more in karma specifically rather than the law of three. Next question is, how do I view gender roles? And I put equal, I guess. I think the thing is I misunderstood that question. Now viewpoints of gender roles, I think that labels can be important. They can be helpful to distinguish what we're talking about. But I don't think that they are law. I guess they are not, like, just because one person could be interpreted or like seen in a certain way doesn't mean that they are that thing, if that makes sense to me. So I view gender roles very fluidly, I would say. So the last question is, what do I want to learn? Back then I put anything that I can learn. Anything. And I kind of feel the same today. Whatever I can learn will help me in the future. This is me celebrating 3 years of a practicing witchcraft. And I'm glad to have come this far. Let me know about where you are at in your path currently. How far along are you? And how paganism, witchcraft, spirituality, what have you, has changed your life for the better. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.